right now, we're going to write an equation from 2 points. Okay, now, what you can't lose sight of here is that if I want an equation like this, then the only two pieces of information that I need is I need the slope and I need the y-intercept. So once I have those two pieces of information, I'm good. I plug them in and I have my equation. Okay, so I'm going to write the steps and I'm going to show you an example as well. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, I'm going to be given 2 points, right? So when I say 2 points, I'm talking about 2 points that look like this, right? An x and a y, and another x and another y. So usually we'd call this x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, you're going to use the slope formula, and that is going to get you the slope. Okay, and remember, we only need 2 pieces of information, right? The slope and the y-intercept. So first step, we're going to find 1 piece of information, the slope, and we're going to use the slope formula. Okay, and remember that's this, y2 minus y1. Go ahead and put this in your notes again. That way, because you're going to do your practice problems right here on this right side page. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the slope formula. You're going to plug in, you're going to find the slope. Now, once you have the slope, what you're going to do is you're going to plug in the slope, right, which you just got. Okay, that's your m, right? And you're going to use 1 point. Okay, you actually don't need 2 points here. You're going to be given 2 points. You're going to just choose one. Okay, so one of your points, one of your x, y values, and you're going to plug those in to y equals mx plus b. This is what you did the past few minutes. Okay, now you're going to plug the x value into x, the y value into y, and the slope into m, and the only thing that's going to be left as a variable is the b. And so you're going to solve for b. Okay, now once you have that, look, then you have your slope, and you have your y-intercept, and you're set. You're just going to plug in m and b into y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's take a look at an example, and you'll see what this looks like. So let's say I want the equation of the line. The question is asking you for the equation of the line that passes through 4, -2, and 1, 7. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay, now look, I'm going to number, in my example, I'm going to number my steps with these so you can like kind of see, you know, the example and the directions. So step 1, I'm going to use my slope formula, and I'm going to plug in these values, and I'm going to find the slope. Okay, so step 1, m equals, okay, now I want y2 minus y1. So that's the first thing I realized. I was like, oh yeah, let me label my points. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so y2 is 7 minus y1 is -2 over x2 minus x1. Okay, this becomes 7 plus 2, right? This becomes a plus sign. So 7 plus 2, that's 9. 1 minus 4, that's -3. And then 9 divided by -3, that's a positive divided by negative is a negative, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, so this is my m, right? I just found my slope. That's step 1. I have my slope. I'm halfway done, right? Because remember, I only need my slope and my y-intercept. So the only thing now I need is my y-intercept. So here's how I'm going to find it. Step 2, plug in slope and 1 point into y equals mx plus b. Now, what I want to show you, and here's y equals mx plus b, is that it doesn't matter which point you plug in. So I'm going to plug in 1 point, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to plug in the other point and show you that it comes out the same. So let's say that I choose this point first. Okay, now either way, I'm plugging in m, right, that's -3, and I'm going to plug in my x and y. So in this case, in this point, my x is 4. Okay, this is m times x, I'm writing m times x, and I'm plugging in my y is -2. So notice I plugged in my y value, my m, my x value, and plus b, I'm just leaving it. I don't know what b is. But I'm going to solve for it right now. Here's how I'm going to solve. I'm going to do my multiplication. And then I'm going to say, oh, I need b by itself. Well, this is a -12. So I'm going to go ahead and add 12 to both sides, and I get b is equal to 10. Okay, so I can just normally, right, I would just be done. I would continue, right? This is like step 3 right here. I'm solving for b, or sorry, right? I plugged in here. This was step 2. I plugged in, and then I solved for b. And normally I would right now just move on to step 4 and plug in, I'd be done. Okay, I just want to show you that, and you don't need to do both points when you do it, but I want to show you that it doesn't matter which point that you use. So let me just show you so you're kind of like, you can see that, right? Let's say I had chosen this point. See, I chose this point, I plugged in x and y. Let's say I had chosen this point. Well, in this point, my y value is 7. My m is still the same. My x value is 1, and I have plus b. So here, negative 3 times 1. And then I say, oh, I want to get rid of that. I want b by itself. And notice I still get 10 for b. Okay? So you don't need to do both. Sometimes there'll be one that's way easier. Like sometimes there'll be one that's like small, positive numbers, right? I would choose that one. In this case, they were both like, you know, not too bad. But now I am ready. I'm ready for step 4, which is to plug in my m and b into y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to write y equals, now m, what's my m? My m is negative 3. I found it in step 1. Y equals m x plus b. And this is my answer. I have written the equation that goes through these 2 points. And you're going to go ahead, and so that's page 62. On page 63, you're going to go ahead and set up like this. This is going to be question 7, question 8, and question 9. And you can see these questions take a lot of work, so this whole page will just be for those next 3 questions.